Hi everyone, it's Carissa at Sprinkled with Glitter, and I am here with a quick and easy Valentine's Day card project for you. I'm using some stamps from Stampin' Up today, and I am going to be doing some embossing, so let's get started. This stamp here is from the I Heart Hearts stamp set from Stampin' Up. I'm going to start by stamping that onto some early espresso paper using Versamark ink because I am going to be embossing that. So let's do this. Get it inked up nice. There we go. You probably can't see that, but when I start to emboss, you'll see it better. I'm going to set that aside and leave my Versamark out because I'm going to use this wood grain background stamp on here and stamp it on this red paper and clear emboss that as well. So I'm just inking up my stamp again with the Versamark. And I'm just going to press this paper down on here. Now Versamark is a sticky clear ink and it works well for embossing, but you can also use it for a tone-on-tone effect. So now that I have that stamped, I can emboss that, but as long as I have this out, I know that I want wood grain on my background as well. And rather than clean my stamp and use the crumb cake ink to match the card base, I'm just going to stamp it in Versamark because it's already on there and it will give me that same kind of tone-on-tone effect. So here's my card base, just inked that up. I'm going to press that down. And now I have that on my background as well. So working quickly while this Versamark ink is still wet, I'm going to add some clear embossing powder to the little heart that I stamped. There. And then also to this wood grain that I stamped on this red paper. So once again, this is just a clear embossing powder, no color to it once it's embossed. And I'm going to go ahead and emboss these. Okay, so I have my embossed pieces here. I have the red wood grain background here, and I am just going to take my heart punch and I am going to punch out 2 of these hearts. Now I kind of want to get some of those knots in there, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of position it where I can see those. So there's my 2 hearts, and then I have this heart that I actually stamped and embossed, and I'm just going to go ahead and trim around the outside of that. Okay, and so now I have my 3 little wood grain hearts here. I have this tag here. I cut this tag out using the Lifestyle Crafts It Kit Tag It Kit. So great little set, by the way, as far as die cuts are concerned. And I am going to take this Heart Full of Thanks for You stamp, and this is from the Lighthearted Stampin' Up stamp set. And I am going to take my Real Red marker and color the heart part where it says heart. And then with my Early Espresso marker, I'm going to color this part that says Full of Thanks for You. And then before I go ahead and stamp it, I'm going to breathe on it. And then I'm going to stamp it right down onto my little tag here. And I'm kind of doing this at an angle on purpose because my tag is going to mount at an angle on my heart. So now or on my card, I'm sorry. So now I have that. I'm going to go ahead and add some white stitching around the edge of this little tag. And then just to help that stand out on that, because the background is crumb cake as well, I am going to just add just a little bit of inking around the edges with the crumb cake ink. That's hard to say. just help set it off against that crumb cake background that I'm using. So now I've got all my pieces kind of going on here. I'm ready to assemble. I'll start by go ahead and I'm going to round these with the 1/2 inch setting on my corner chomper. So just some rounded corners along the bottom. And I am going to take some of this red twine here. Oops, knocking stuff over. This twine is from the Twinery. And I am going to wrap it around a few times along the bottom of this card. I'm also going to take another piece of this red twine and feed it through my tag so that my tag has its little hanger on it. So I'm just tying a knot doubled over on this twine, and then I'm going to trim the ends here. Feed the loop through my tag and then feed the knot through the loop. And so now my tag has a little hanger on it. That's going to sit right on my card just like that, and I'm going to go ahead and put that on dimensional adhesive to adhere that down. So that'll go kind of right like just barely on the edge there. Okay, and now it's time to bring in my hearts that I cut out or punched out earlier. They're going to go just like this on the front of here. So the 2 red ones I'll just mount straight down to the card, and then the brown one I will use dimensional adhesive for. I'll kind of put this one maybe up and behind the tag, kind of here. Maybe not quite so high. Let's try to move that down just a little. That's better. And then we'll take this one. There we go. Okay, so my next step is that I'm just going to add some buttons here. And I have 3 little brown buttons that I've gone ahead and strung with some twine. Now this twine is actually like a brown, I believe the color is called cappuccino twine. It's also from the Twinery. And I am just going to place these buttons on these hearts. And my final step is just to add some of this crystal effects, or you've maybe seen some glossy accents. It's kind of the same thing, to this little tiny heart right here. So I'm just carefully going to squeeze that out. My nozzle is not working so well, so... And that just brings in, kind of ties in the glossiness of that wood grain on those other hearts over there. Just going to kind of dab that on there very carefully. Okay, and so there is my Valentine card for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. It's using some stamps from Stampin' Up! And also a die from Lifestyle Crafts Tag It Kit. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching.